What's up guys, this is Josh from KeepItTechie, and today I want to do a quick video showing you guys how to set up a Minecraft server using MineOS. Now, as I stated in the intro of the video, I wanted to do a quick video showing you how to use MineOS in order to set up your Minecraft server. Now, I previously did a video where I just showed you guys how to manually set up a Minecraft server on Ubuntu 20.04, and people responded to that video very well because I'm assuming there's a lot of people out there that still enjoy this game even though it's been around for a long time, and my son actually enjoys this game. He still plays it. I have a Minecraft server set up for him, but during my research I found out that there is a Linux distribution that you can install that will set up everything for you, and it's super cool, and it has a web UI that'll allow you to go through and manage all your servers from there, and you can set up multiple accounts on it. Like I have my son, I created an account for him, and he can go in and actually manage the server himself if he needs to shut it down for whatever reason or kick people out. And obviously you could do a lot of that within the game once you have admin rights, but in case he needs to go to the back end and actually manage it and modify it, as well as like add mods to it or set up a different server, well, MineOS, like I stated, is a full distribution, Debian based distribution that'll allow you to manage all your Minecraft servers. Now this, you can set this up in a virtual machine and run it, or you can set it up on a system that you're currently not using and run it that way. It doesn't matter, you could just run it. It's not that heavy on the resources. I kind of wish, and I'm not 100% sure if they have a Raspberry Pi version of this, but it would be cool to see if they do or not. But the one that I saw was the 64-bit version. I installed it, and I actually have one running in a virtual machine that is that one that my son actually kind of manages. But like I stated, it's MineOS. Let's go to the website right fast so we can check it out together. Okay, cool. So I'm at the website for it. It's actually minecraft.codeemo.com. And I'll put the link down in the description of the video so you guys can get to it. But this is the actual main page for it. They have a little information on here. It says home, discussion, and support if you need it, and then YouTube tutorials, which is super cool. That's how I learn a lot of things, by YouTube. And then the MineOS wiki, which I already have it up right now, and then the about. And basically all I want to do is on this page is just read what it's all about. It says Minecraft hosting improved, a comprehensive guide to completely manage self-contained Minecraft server. And then it says forward, MineOS is a series of tutorials and distributions designed to help Minecraft enthusiasts successfully host Minecraft on a Linux or BSD based platform. It is currently distributed as an ISO, and it says MineOS Turnkey, that's the version, and it says for fast deployment and lessening the Linux learning curve. But it can also be installed independently on top an existing BSD or Linux server. So super dope. You can install it, if you already have a server set up, you can install this independently. But I want to do is show you guys how to set it up using a turnkey version, which is what I use. It's basically a full-blown server, basically running MineOS on top, or the actual GUI on top of it. And like I stated, this will allow you to manage multiple Minecraft servers. You can set up as many as you want within the GUI, and all it is dropping down or downloading the jar files, and you'll see it once I actually bring it up. It's very simple. You just hit download the jar file, and it'll create the full structure and everything for you, and then create all the files, install it, and you can even accept the license terms through there as well. Super cool, super simple to set up, bro. So let's go on and actually show you guys how to download it right fast, and then I'll walk through the full process. And right here you can download this, is a Turnkey version right here. You can download it there, but they also have more at the wiki, which I'm gonna go over to the wiki right fast. But this has a little bit more information about it. The Turnkey version is Debian based, so in Debian based, you know, it's very secure and all that good stuff, so just download that. But this is the current 64-bit ISO download, and it's Debian Buster, and it's only 560 megabytes. That lets you know that it's a server and it's really nothing else on it but this actual application. So let's go down, and I already have it downloaded. I'm gonna go down and spin up a virtual machine and run through the process of installing it, just to show you guys how to get it set up. And also, before I go over, just wanted to show you guys it doesn't have a Raspberry Pi version. I wish it did, but as you can see, it says MineOS availability. You can add it to FreeBSD, Ubuntu, Debian, OpenSUSE, CentOS, and Arch Linux. So you get to go on installing it on all those different distributions. So just go on and switch over so we can walk through the process. Okay, cool. So I have the virtual machine set up, and it's booted up into the ISO. And as you can see, I have the Turnkey version. It's booted up. Let's say it has 3 options. It has install to hard drive, try without installing, and then it says attempt to boot for first hard drive. But that doesn't matter because we don't have anything on the first hard drive anyway. It's just a blank brand new VM. Now let's go down and press enter on install to hard drive, because that's what we want to do. And let's wait for this thing to boot up. I might adjust my screen a little bit through this process so you guys can see a little better. Okay, cool. So first thing that'll pop up is basically taking you through the installer process. Now this is the hard drive setup. You can choose guided, use entire disk instead of LVM, or you could do guided, use entire disk. And I'm gonna use this second option because I don't want to fool with LVM on this virtual machine. So, but you also had an option to do everything manually. But like I stated, we're gonna do the guided, use entire disk. That'll set up the normal partitions. It'll set up, you know, a primary partition, logical partition for a swap, ext4, you know, all that good stuff. So let's go on and press finish partitioning and write changes to the disk. Boom. And now, oh, here we go. And this is the last step, just writing it to the disk. So there we go. So it's gonna write those partitions, create everything, set everything up, and then start copying all the data over to the hard drive. And then it'll go through the installation port. And I'll be back when this actually finishes. I believe the next step is Grub. It's going to install Grub. So, and there we go. So this is the next option. It says install the Grub bootloader to the master boot record. And let's press enter there. And we're going to select that main device. Boom. And then we'll install Grub from there. All right, cool. So now that Grub is installed, the installation is basically complete. So all we have to do is hit eject live. Well, actually, we just hit reboot, and it'll be fine. Since it's, and let's press OK, and let's go reboot system, and that'll reboot the system, and we should boot right into the Grub. And cool, so we're good to go. And let's wait until this thing comes up, and I'll have to adjust the screen again so you guys can see. But it goes through a configuration process, and I'll walk you guys through setting everything up. But once it's done configuring, or once you finish the configuration portion of it, you should be good to go as far as bringing up the WebUI. Well, but the first thing you want to do is change the root password, the root account password. And so we could just type that in right fast. Boom. And it should actually, again, to confirm it. There we go. And then it also creates a MC account. That's what it calls it. So you want to use the MC account to actually manage everything. And I'm gonna type in a password for that as well. Boom. And just so you guys know, it does have a requirement set up. It says it must contain characters from at least 3 of the following categories: uppercase, lowercase, number, and symbol. And it also says must be at least 8 characters long. So those are those password requirements. And then also one thing that it does is something with an API key. I'm gonna ignore that because we don't need that. You can just press you can go down and press skip, and it'll skip that portion for you. And then you can also put in email address, and we can skip that as well. That way you can get like announcements, security, critical security, bug alerts, and all that good stuff to your email address. But we're gonna skip that as well. And this is a very important step, the next one, which is making sure your system gets all security updates. And I recommend you do that. That way, you know, it'll get every update as possible. And then also you don't have to go into the back end as much. It'll update everything for you constantly. It'll run through updates. It'll patch the system, you know, all that good stuff with the latest security updates. Now I'll skip ahead once this finishes. Like I stated, all it's doing is doing those security updates, and I'll skip this and I'll be back when I actually finish it. And now that those security updates, I forgot that it asks you to reboot, so you have to reboot it. That way it, you know, those security updates will take effect. Now let's go down and reboot, and I'll be back when it comes back up. Now it booted up, and this is the first thing that actually pops up. It says, welcome to MineOS. You can access the web user interface through HTTPS on port 8443. SSH is also enabled on the default port of 22, and this is the IP address of your server. It'll list out which IP address is, as well as the port number. So we're gonna head over there in a second. I just wanted to show you guys some configuration right fast. So let's press enter right here, and this will quit that. And let's press enter, and that'll quit. Now one thing you could do, you can use either one of those accounts to log in to the server. So I'm gonna use the root account though. Press enter and then log in. And that other account, like I was saying, is the one you want to use for logging into MineOS, which, like I said, we're going to go to that in a second. But they do have an advanced menu, and this is what I wanted to kind of show you guys. You can go through, set up your networking. You can set up Let's Encrypt, and that way you can have an SSL cert on your server. I recommend you do that. That's pretty much automated. Let's Encrypt. And then you have mail relaying, proxy settings, region configuration, system settings. These are other, you know, global system settings. Then you could reboot, shut down, and quit. And that's really all I wanted to show you guys. I'm not gonna go through it all, or I'm not gonna go through any of it at all. But one thing you may want to do is set a default IP address for your server. That way it doesn't change. You don't have to worry about it changing, especially since you're probably going to open up ports in your router. And I can't show you guys that portion of it because everybody pretty much has a different router at their house, most likely, and so you have to refer to your manual or the information about your router at your house in order to do port forwarding. That way people can actually reach your Minecraft server. And this is basically opening up ports through your router and pointing it to the IP address of the server. That way, if anybody tries to access your server via your IP address, your router will point them directly to this server. And this is for, you know, if you want to play around with some friends, you know, that are remote, they can connect to it this way. But that's pretty much all I want to show you here. So let's go over to the back. And actually, I'm gonna just leave this up and switch over back to my web browser, and we're gonna go to the IP address right fast so we can bring up the WebUI. Okay, cool. So I have my web server, or not my web server, but I have my browser open, and I already have the IP address stuck in there as well as the port. And this is the format that you want to type it in. You want to make sure you use HTTPS:// the IP address of your server, whatever you set it to, and then port 8443. And let's press enter, and that'll take us to our Minecraft server. But one thing about it, it'll say this connection is not private, and that's mainly because we're connecting to the server using the secure version without a certification on the server itself. And that's what the Let's Encrypt will do. That'll certify that this server is good to go. Now let's go to advanced, and it'll also make the connection private. But just hit advanced and then go down to proceeds if you don't have one. And what you want to do is type in your MC account. So like I said, that account is the one you want to use when you're using the WebUIs. And let me hide my password and type in my password for it and press log in. Boom. And so now we're in our MineOS server, and it'll right off the back, it'll have like a dashboard, and this will show you all the information about the server basically. So load averages, all that good stuff, as well as the uptime, the amount of RAM that's free, how many players are online, and servers running. So like I stated earlier, you can have multiple Minecraft servers running off of this one box, so you get to go. And the way you select them is basically by clicking here. But since we don't have any created, I'm gonna walk you guys through how to actually create a new server. And it's very simple. Create new server, boom. And then you can name it whatever you want to. So let's say test mine serve, and just name it that. That's cool. And then we can use the default port, so 25565, and then the server IP address. You can put in the IP address of the server, so 192.168.10.133. And then you can also modify certain things on it, like max players, level name. You can just kind of use the default. I'm gonna type 20 in there as well. I'm gonna leave that blank. Leads, level seeds, difficulty. You can change it to whatever you want. I'm gonna put it on easy, and then survival mode, and then default for the level. So I'll just type it exactly the way they had it in the example. And enable query. You can enable that if you need to. Generate structures, and so we have that selected, so we can go create server. Okay, cool. So now we have our test Minecraft server, and then when you have it selected, it brings up these server options or server settings down here. Now, one thing I forgot to show you guys up here, before you create the server, you might want to create profiles, and the profiles is for you to install Minecraft itself on the server, the actual jar packs. So they have all the different types of packs, so, and they have different jar packs out there. If you guys are into the modded servers, you can download all the different modded ones, like Cube Brights, Sponge Vanilla. Some people look at that, they use the vanilla servers. And bear with me, I don't know much about this stuff. I just know a little bit from my son. So I don't know all these servers, but I do know the Mojang package or whatever. That's just the official jar. You can download that, and really all you have to do is hit download, and that'll download your jar packs, your jar file. And then when you create these servers, they'll create their own folder, and all this stuff is loaded to those folders depending on how you get it set up. So once you have your profiles downloaded, you're good to go. And then you can go into server status. This is the actual status of the server, or this is the server. And like I stated, you have to select whichever server you're working on, but this will bring up the profile or the status for that server. And then one thing you need to do is select the profile for it. So we downloaded the Mojang 1.16.5 version. So boom, and then you can accept the EULA and accept EULA, and then hit start, and this will go on and start the server. And it looks like it failed for us. I think I may have to go over here, and yeah, you got to go over here to the jar settings, change your max Memory usage, you can use however much you want. I'm gonna just put it on 2048, which is 2 gigs, and you have to put it in megabytes format, so just be aware of that. And we should be able to start this thing up. Let's see if it actually works this time. And cool, it looks like it's started, so it's up and running. This shows you the memory footprint, so how much memory is actually using, and we have everything good to go, so it should be working. And now to get this thing working, I'm gonna have to get my son to come in and actually test this thing out for me. So just give me 1 second, I'll be right back. All right, cool. So I just wanted to show you guys the Minecraft server actually working. My son is actually connected to it right now. I just have him moving around doing different things or whatever, but and it's kind of pixelated a little more, because a little more than usual, because I had to kind of connect to his computer using Hangouts, and had him share his screen so you can kind of see that the server is actually working. But this is what I set up. You know, it'll be available on your LAN once you have everything configured properly and set up, and you just connect right to it, as long as you have, you know, a copy of Minecraft on your system. So that's all I want to show you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, leave comments down in the comment boxes below. And this was super cool, actually finding a way to set up a Minecraft server, you know, just by installing an operating system. And then you can set up multiple servers on this one server, so you get to go. Now, if you have any more questions, feel free to leave comments down in the comment boxes below. Like I stated, I definitely contact you back or try to help you as best I can. But have a good night and keep it techie.